today we'll start with a 400-meter run, and then you will come in and do 3 rounds across 10 yards. So the first thing you're going to do is an inchworm with a push-up across 10 yards. So start standing, reach over, touch your toes, walk your hands out into a push-up position. Give me a push-up with your elbows out at a 45 degree from your torso, back up, and then you walk your legs in. Your legs must stay straight through this thing, so if I'm walking them in, and then my legs bend, I'm gonna stop there, attempt to re-straighten, and then walk my hands back out. If you can't give me a perfect push-up, what you can do is a plank to pillar instead. And the plank to pillar, here you are, just how it sounds, down to my elbows, back up to my hands, and then I'll walk my legs back in from there. All right, after the inchworm, you're gonna do a cocky walk. Get up on your toes, never come off your toes. I'll lift my laces towards my shin and then tap them back down. So I'm gonna cocky walk across 10 yards. The next thing you're gonna do is arm swings accelerating across 20 seconds. So I'm gonna start in an athletic stance, feet outside my shoulders, toes are forward, slight bend in the knees, hips back, chest up, and a straight back. I'm pivoting at the shoulder and I'm going cheek to cheek with my arms. I'm gonna start nice and casual, like I'm going for a light jog, but across 20 seconds I'm gonna go faster and faster and faster and faster. Once 20 seconds is over, you're gonna continue those arm swings with high knees across 10 yards. Still with a good arm swing, and make sure the toes are up and the knees are up as high as you can for your high knees. Coming back, you're gonna do a heel walk, so get those laces up towards your shin, walk on your heels, pretty straightforward. Lastly, you're gonna do a 40-meter sprint. On the first round, it will be at 60%, second round 70, third round 80%, and then coming back from your sprint, I want you to jog backwards, just like so. I don't want you looking back the whole time. You just sprinted 40 meters, you know there's nothing in your way, so jog backwards. If you need a quick spot, you can take a quick look back, but then look again straight ahead. All right, have a good warm-up. So your strength today is actually, well, you have strength, but you're gonna have some runs in between. So for this one, you're gonna start with the 800-meter sprint as fast as you can for 800 meters. And then you're gonna rest as needed before you start 3 rounds. The first exercise of your 3 rounds is going to be a single arm dumbbell bench press. If you've got a bench, great. You can do this on the bench. I don't, so I'll do a floor press. But the technique is all the same. So I'm gonna lay it on my back, my feet will be planted on the ground, and I'm gonna take my dumbbell. Couple of things. First thing is, my knuckles should be stacked over my wrist as opposed to here where you can see a kink, right? So make sure to stack the knuckles over the wrist. The wrist should be stacked over the elbow, and this elbow should be out at a 45-degree angle to my torso. So there's my positioning. When I start, it's okay to rest the elbow, but once I begin, it'll never rest, so I'll drive up, and I'm gonna come down, tap, and come right back up. A couple of things. Some of you like to hold the dumbbell like this, and it's really hard to keep your elbow at a 45. It almost forces you out into a 90 degree. So what you need to do is angle the dumbbell almost like you're gonna have a triangle, or like it's the roof of a house. So notice that it's actually, the dumbbell's in line with my arm, right? As opposed to this. Okay, so you have single arm, there's 20 reps, so 10 per side. The next thing you're going to do is banded pull apart. So go ahead and grab a band. Now, you need to stay relaxed in the shoulders, so don't crunch up, stay relaxed. I'm gonna pull this apart so that it hits my chest normally where I'm gonna hit for a bench press. So near that xiphoid process where your ribs meet, all right? So you've got 20 banded pull aparts. Do not let the band whip you back like so. Make sure you're controlling it back to the starting position. You've got 20 reps. 3 rounds, single arm dumbbell bench press, and banded pull aparts. Have a good WOD. So your next strength portion will also start with an 800-meter sprint, so as fast as you can. From the previous strength, take a rest as needed before you do this 800. Okay, after you do the 800, rest is needed again, but you have another 3 rounds. The first thing you're gonna do are max bicep curls. I'm demoing with 1 dumbbell, but you should do both at the same time. So I'm gonna start with my feet under my shoulders, toes forward, palms face towards my thigh, but I will rotate the palm towards my shoulder as I bring it up. You need to make sure that your elbow stays by your side, so don't allow it to come up like this. Exaggerated, but don't allow this to come up like so. All right, so keep it towards your sides. You've got max reps. Also, as you start to fatigue, you're gonna wanna lean back like this, but don't, because it's gonna put pressure on the lower back, so stay tight through the midsection. We like to say short rib cage, so squeeze tight through here, max reps. Once you hit max reps there, you're gonna do max reps on skull crushers, so same position we were in for the bench press earlier. Feet are planted back on the ground. I'm holding my dumbbell like so. My elbows will stay in and pointed towards the sky, lowering the dumbbell towards my forehead, my skull, like I'm gonna crush it, and then back to extension. Again, keep the elbows in place. Do not allow them to move. Come down nice and controlled and drive to extension. Right? Have a good strength squad. Okay, so you finished the last strength, the curls and the skull crushers. You're then gonna do another 800-meter run. This is your 3rd one now. Rest is needed afterwards, and then you're gonna do our 3-way shoulder shockers. So you have 3 rounds of 10, 10, and 10 reps. So you're gonna start with a front raise. You can do it with a plate or a dumbbell, but I keep my arms straight. You can have a slight bend in them. And I'm gonna raise it to eye level and then back down. So you're gonna do 10 reps there. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna do 10 reps of a lateral raise. So this is supposed to be seated. You're supposed to go seated, have 2 dumbbells, and do a lateral raise here. I don't have a light enough weight for me to do that because I'm very weak. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a band. I'm gonna do lateral raises 10 to the right, and then I'll do 10 on the left. The last thing you have is a 90-degree external rotation to a press. So I have my dumbbells. Again, I don't have light enough ones to demo with dumbbells, but essentially I'm gonna pick them up into a modified front rack position. I'm gonna press them up to the sky. I'm gonna come down to a 90-degree angle, rotate down like I'm gonna do the robot, and then lower. Again, pick them up to a modified front rack position, press them to the sky, come back to 90, rotate down like the robot, and then all the way down. You've got 10 reps just like so. When you finish this 3-way shoulder shocker, you are going to go ahead and do a final 800-meter run as fast as you can, and that should be 4 total at the end of this. And that's the end of your workout. Have a great weekend, because that would be Friday.